Time to kick off the racing action here at the Off Road Speedway. Turn number 4, match to gas. Let's go racing! Side-by-side action with Ron Pettit and Alan Zimmerman. Here comes the 31K of Fred DeSivey moving up in that third spot. On the outside, the 74X of Chuck Sands. But he's going to slip back a few spots. Zimmerman's going to remain in second. It's going to be Pettit in the lead. Fred DeSivey battling with him on the inside is John Hadcock. Here comes the 49 of Flying Ryan Harris. Looking to the outside of the 45 of John Hadcock. Derek Seahigh, Chad Bruns, and Chuck Sands. But look at this pack of cars. Nobody's separating. Ron Pettit, Alan Zimmerman, Fred DeSivey, Ryan Harris, John Hadcock, Chuck Sands, Derek Seahigh, Chad Bruns. All in a big pack going into turn number 1. Ron Pettit now gets a little separation from second. That's Alan Zimmerman. Great drive by him. Now moving in that third spot on the inside, Flying Ryan Harris from Homer, Nebraska. He moves it inside and gets third spot away from Fred DeSivey. Chuck Sands moves into fourth, or fifth, I should say. John Hadcock, Chad Bruns, and Derek Seahigh. Ron Pettit now about a 6-car length over Alan Zimmerman. Alan Zimmerman hanging on to that second spot. Good drive by the Central City Outlaw. With 3 laps left to go, it is Ron Pettit, Alan Zimmerman, and Ryan Harris. Chuck Sands on the outside of Fred DeSivey. Here comes the Killer Bee number 11 of Chad Bruns. Then it's Derek Seahigh and John Hadcock. Ron Pettit with 2 to go. Ron Pettit, 2 to go. Look at Ryan Harris now moving to the inside of Alan Zimmerman, a drag race into turn number 3. Harris had the inside. He gets second away from Zimmerman, who now is battling with the 74 of Chuck Sands. The white flag is out. We're down to the final lap. First heat race of your IMCA stock cars. Coming out of turn number 4, it's going to go to the 12 of Ron Pettit. Ryan Harris, Chuck Sands, Alan Zimmerman, Chad Bruns, Fred DeSivey, Derek Seahigh, John Hadcock. So your winner hails from Norfolk, Nebraska. He's a longtime driver around this area, the 12 of Ron Pettit. Hey, Larson, make sure you keep yourself hydrated down there tonight, bro. Oh, I'm sure you are. I'm sure you're enjoying it. All right, Kenningham, back again to turn number 4. Let's go racing. J.C. Bruns in the turn number 1, Brian Cunningham. Here comes the 59X of Hans Hopek. On the outside, also flying on the outside, is the 52 of Kyle Wilkinson. 4 wide out of turn 3. Googly mook, they went 4 wide out of turn number 4. It was Cunningham, Hoskinson, the Wilkinsons. They were all in there, and they all made it. J.C. Bruns, Hans Hopek, Kyle Wilkinson, Jeremy Hoskinson now battling with the 5 of Cameron Wilkinson, Neil Bruns, Tanner Cunningham, and Tyler Steckelberg. J.C. Bruns with the lead. Hans Hopek, Kyle Wilkinson, Cameron Wilkinson, Jeremy Hoskinson, Neil Bruns, Tanner Cunningham, and Tyler Steckelberg. J.C. Bruns holding her line up, gets up a little high. Oh, hang on, here comes Hopek. JC got a little loose in turn number 4. Here came Hans Hopek, and look who's pointing his noise in there, the 52 of Kyle Wilkinson. But J.C. Bruns still has the lead. Battle on. J.C. Bruns, Hans Hopek, Kyle Wilkinson, Cameron Wilkinson, Jeremy Hoskinson, Neil Bruns, Tanner Cunningham, and Tyler Steckelberg. Now Kyle Wilkinson through the middle. Faster than a hobo on a ham sandwich, gets the lead. Thank you, Jay Kelly. Great saying. 2 laps to go. We're going to be coming down to the white flag. It's Kyle Wilkinson, J.C. Bruns, Hans Hopek. Oh, J.C. in front of us. Oh, they all miss her. J.C. was driving the great race, running in second, and all of a sudden lost control on turn number 4. The white flag is out. We're coming to the checker flag. It's going to be the 52, the Neely Nightmare, Kyle Wilkinson. Second's going to go to Hans Hopek, Jeremy Hoskinson third, Cameron Wilkinson fourth. Neil Bruns, Tanner Cunningham, Tyler Steckelberg, and J.C. Bruns. But your winner hails from Neely, Nebraska. He's part of the Neely Nightmares. That is Kyle Wilkinson. Outside of him from Wakefield, the 78 of Travis Berkeley. Row 2 to the inside from Norfolk, the 14 of Chase Osborne. Outside of him, Joey Haase, the Deuce from Norfolk. Ben Sukup on the inside of row 3. Devin Johnson on the outside. And Jim Johnson rounds out the field. The Flyers on 4 fat tires. Brock Carlson a little squirrely at the start. Berkeley gets the lead into turn number 2. Joey Haase, Devin Johnson, Jim Johnson, Brock Carlson, Chase Osborne, and Ben Sukup. Travis Berkeley with the lead. The Deuce, Joey Haase in second. Devin Johnson in third. Jim Johnson in fourth. Chase Osborne. Ben Sukup now on the high side, and then Brock Carlson. Sukup now trying to make a move on the 14 of Chase Osborne into turn number 1. He's on the high side. Whoops, slipped up a little bit. Loses some ground to the 14 of Chase Osborne. Travis Berkeley still has the lead. Joey Haase in second. Devin Johnson in third. And then Jim Johnson in that 4th spot. 5th is Chase Osborne. 6th is Ben Sukup. 7th is Brock Carlson. Travis Berkeley, though, high, wide, and handsome out of turn number 4, has the lead. Followed by the Deuce, Joey Haase. Devin Johnson, Jim Johnson battling with Chase Osborne. Ben Sukup and Brock Carlson. Travis Berkeley with 3 laps left to go, followed by Joey Haase, Devin Johnson, Jim Johnson, Chase Osborne, Ben Sukup, Brock Carlson. 2 laps to go for Travis Berkeley. Travis Berkeley with the lead, followed by the Deuce, Joey Haase. Out of turn number 4, the big white bed sheets up in the air for Travis Berkeley, Joey Haase. Devin Johnson, Chase Osborne, Jim Johnson, Ben Sukup, Brock Carlson. And out of turn number 4, if nothing goes wrong, it's going to be the 78 of Travis Berkeley. Joey Haase second, Devin Johnson third, Chase Osborne in fourth. Fifth's going to go to Jim Johnson by a nose over Ben Sukup, and then it's going to be Brock Carlson. But your winner, he hails from Wakefield, Nebraska, driving a 78. Give it up to Travis Berkeley. Next time out of 4, we'll get the green flag. Oh, and right now we're live on Facebook on AdvantageRacing.tv and IMCA.tv. Tell your friends if you can't make it, go to AdvantageRacing.tv or IMCA.tv and check it on out. Green is out. Matt Haase moves on the outside on John Haase. Here comes Nelson Volbright. And right behind him, Kyle Preiner. Volbright had to check up. John Haase moves into second. Matt Haase has the lead, lap number 1, John Haase. Eric Benosdal is working to the inside of Nelson Volbright. And then it's Kyle Preiner and Robert Osborne. Matt Haase with the lead, followed by John Haase. Then it's Nelson Volbright, Eric Benosdal, Kyle Preiner, Robert Osborne. But Matt Haase with the lead out of turn number 4. John Haase now under attack by the 11X of Nelson Volbright. He's looking to the inside. Kyle Preiner, wanted to sweep around Eric Benosdal. He slipped up. Little rubbing racing over there in turn number 2, and Kyle Preiner had to fade back right there behind Robert Osborne. Matt Haase with the lead. John Haase, Nelson Bobright, Eric Van Osdal, Robert Osborne now using the high side. He's going to move into that 4th spot. Van Osdal back to 5th, Priner in 6th. It's Matt Haase. John Haase's in that 2nd spot. Nelson Bobright, Robert Osborne, Eric Van Osdal, and Kyle Priner. Live on Facebook right now on AdvantageRacing.tv. It is Matt Haase, John Haase, Nelson Bobright. Big white bed sheet up in the air for Matt Haase. John Haase in 2nd, then it is Nelson Bobright, Robert Osborne, Eric Van Osdal, Kyle Priner. Checker flag is going to come out for the Honey Badger, Matt Haase. John Haase 2nd, Nelson Bobright in 3rd, Robert Osborne, Eric Van Osdal, Kyle Priner. So your winner, driving the 94, he hails from Norfolk, Nebraska. Give it up for Matt Haase. And outside of him from Homer, Nebraska, the 49 of Ryan Harris. Row number 6 to the inside from O'Neill, the 31K of Fred DeSibe. Outside of him will be the 55 of Tanner Cunningham. Row number 7 is Derek Seahigh to the inside in the 16S. Tyler Stuckenberg to the outside in the 7. Rounding out the field, John Hadcock in the 45, J.C. Bruins in the 15, and it is parade lap. Wave at him. Yo! Hoorah! None needed there, Blake. So far, the night is still young. I may require one, but I'll let you know. So setting the pace, it is a Central City outlaw, Alan Zimmerman. Brings the field to turn number 4, tighten the belts, mash the gas, let's go racing. Ron Pettit, Alan Zimmerman. Alan Zimmerman slips up a little bit. Looking to the outside of him, the big chick, Hans Hopeck moves into 2nd. Alan Zimmerman, Chuck Sands, Neil Bruns, the battle of the 74s. Now Chuck gets around Neil, now looking to the outside, we're 4 wide. Ryan Harris, Jeremy Hoskinson, Neil Bruns goes around in the infield, kicking up the dust. And keeps it going, we stay green. But Ryan Harris making it 4 wide and gets in the 4th. It is Ron Pettit, Hans Hopeck, Neil Bruns, Ryan Harris, Jeremy Hoskinson, Chad Bruns, Kyle Wilkinson, Cameron Wilkinson. You know those Wilkinson brothers cannot get away from each other. And they're right there again. As Jeremy Hoskinson almost rubbed the side of Ryan Harris in turn 4. Ron Pettit with the lead. Hans Hopeck, Chuck Sands, Ryan Harris, Jeremy Hoskinson, Chad Bruns. Cameron Wilkinson now sneaking to the inside. Whoa, yellow. Turn 2, Tyler Steckelberg. Looks like that might be the 31K of Fred DeSibe, and I believe it is. J.C. Bruns and Neil Bruns. So setting the pace. 14 laps to go. It is Ron Pettit. Let's go back to green flag racing. Ron Pettit, Chuck Sands. Here comes Hans Hopeck. He's got that 59 car moving tonight. And here comes the 49 of flying Ryan Harris. Ryan Harris moving on the outside of Chuck Sands for 3rd. Here comes the killer bee, number 11 of Chad Bruns. Ron Pettit, Hans Hobeck, Ryan Harris, Chad Bruns, Chuck Sands. Now he's being squeezed by the 52, Kyle Wilkinson. Cameron Wilkinson right there. But 4 wide. I mean, 3 and 4 wide in this feature of the Class Too Tough to Tame your IMCA stock cars. Ron Pettit, Hans Hobeck, Ryan Harris, Chad Bruns, Chuck Sands, Kyle Wilkinson, Jeremy Hoskinson, Cameron Wilkinson. Cameron way too high in turns 3 and 4, but keeps his position. Tanner Cunningham battling with the 31K of Fred DeSibe. He's slipping back. Here comes Ron Pettit. Hans Hobeck tucked right behind him, Ryan Harris. Then a battle between Chuck Sands and Chad Bruns. Ryan Harris already with a feature win here at the Off Road Speedway. Looking to collect another. He's looking to the inside of Hans Hobeck for second. Can't quite do it out of turn number 3. 8 laps to go. Ron Pettit hiking that left front tire up in the air. Hans Hobeck, Ryan Harris, Chad Bruns, Chuck Sands, Kyle Wilkinson, Jeremy Hoskinson, Cameron Wilkinson, Fred DeSibe, Derek Seahigh, John Hadcock, Neil Bruns, Alan Zimmerman, Tyler Steckelberg. It's still Ron Pettit, Hans Hobeck, Ryan Harris, Chad Bruns, Chuck Sands, Jeremy Hoskinson. Come around this time, 5 laps left to go for Ron Pettit. Ron Pettit has led throughout, followed by Hans Hobeck, Ryan Harris, Chad Bruns, Chuck Sands, Jeremy Hoskinson hiking that left front. Got a little squirrely over there in turn 3. Cameron Wilkinson finally got around the 52, his brother Kyle Wilkinson. Now looks to the inside of Jeremy Hoskinson. Slide job! It is not going to stick. Hoskinson back to the inside. Ron Pettit still has the lead over Hans Hobeck, Ryan Harris, Chad Bruns, Chuck Sands, Jeremy Hoskinson, Cameron Wilkinson, Kyle Wilkinson, Fred DeSibe. With 2 laps left to go. Ron Pettit, the old dog's going to show him how to get it done tonight with the white flag, the big white bed sheets up in the air. Ron Pettit, Hans Hobeck, Ryan Harris. Look at this. Now we got a 4-way battle for second. Harris looks to the inside of Hobeck, gets it out of turn 2. Here comes Chad Bruns. Ron Pettit says, you go ahead and battle behind me. I'm going to get the checkered flag. Ryan Harris, oh, might be the 11 of Chad Bruns, and it is over Hans Hobeck by just the slimmest of margins. But Ron Pettit, longtime racer here in this area, gets the win. Robert Osborne in the 35 will line up on the inside of row number 5. Outside will be the 7J of Devin Johnson. Row 6, it'll be Jim Johnson on the inside in the 36. The 5K of Kyle Preiner on the outside. Rounding out the field, the 49 of Brock Carlson. Parade lap. The Flyers on 4 fat tires. Your IMCA late models. Hoorah! There you go, Blake. Not long enough. Listen to this. John Haase gets the green. Blake being technical here. Travis Berkeley, like he did in the heat race, high, wide, and handsome, takes the lead. John Haase. Chase Osborne working on the outside of Matt Haase. Whoa, that was close. Travis Berkeley, John Haase, Chase Osborne, Matt Haase, the Deuce, Joey Haase. Ben Sukup in the Yacht 7. 7J of Devin Johnson, then it is 11X of Nelson Bobright. Eric Van Osdal, Kyle Pryder, Robert Osborne, Jim Johnson, and Brock Carlson. But like he did in the heat race, the 78 of Travis Berkeley, high, wide, and handsome. John Haase, Chase Osborne. Now the battle of the brothers, the 94 of Matt Haase, the Deuce of Joey Haase. Ben Sukup, Nelson Bobright, Devin Johnson, Kyle Pryder. Travis Berkeley, though, using that berm out of turn number 4, still has the lead, followed by John Haase. Chase Osborne, whoa, Sukup around. Ben Sukup around in turns 1 and 2 at the bottom of the track. Stays there and the yellow comes out for the Yacht 7 of Ben Sukup. So Travis Berkeley doing like he did in the heat race. Out of turn number 4, we're back to green flag racing. Travis Berkeley, Chase Osborne, John Haase, Matt Haase, and Joey Haase battling side by side. Whoa! Kyle Pryder got a little taste of Matt Haase's car. Now they're going to split John Haase. Look at Matt Haase threading the needle between Kyle Pryder and John Haase. And now the lead belongs to Chase Osborne. Joey Haase in second. Travis Berkeley has moved back to third. Kyle Pryder, Matt Haase, Nelson Bobright, John Haase, Devin Johnson, Eric Van Osdal, Robert Osborne, Ben Sukup. Then it's Jim Johnson and Brock Carlson. But Chase Osborne with the lead, the Deuce, Joey Haase in second. Look at this, 4 wide, 3 wide coming out of 2. John Haase, Devin Johnson, and Robert Osborne. John Haase's all over the place with that 45. But look at this, challenge for the lead. The Deuce, Joey Haase. Chase Osborne spins it around by himself and turns number 2. Look out. Yellow, yellow, yellow. But Joey Haase inherited the lead and Chase Osborne spinning around over in turn number 2. But they did avoid. Joey Haase, your new leader. Nelson Bobright, Kyle Pryder, let's go racing. 16 laps to go. Look at Kyle Pryder now. Oh, we got a 3 cars. Yellow's out again. So evidently the bad spot on the track tonight with the late model seems to be 1 and 2. That involved Jim Johnson, John Haase, and I believe Brock Carlson. Brings him in turn number 4. The green flag is waving. Joey Haase, but look at Kyle Pryder on the outside. Oh, Josie pinched him off. Joey pinched him off. Kyle Pryder was looking on the outside. It's still Joey Haase, Kyle Pryder, Nelson Bobright, Travis Berkeley, Robert Osborne now moves up into that 5th spot. Joey Haase making that Deuce car wide as he can coming out of turn number 2. Trying to hold off the 5K of Kyle Pryder. Pryder's going to look on the high side again. Priner with a drive, but Haase drives it up. Now Priner's going to dive it off to the inside, but Joey shuts him off again. Now Priner side by side on the low side. Priner on the low side by side, gets it out of turn number 4. New leader, Kyle Priner. Joey Haase, Nelson Bobright. And then sitting there back, and now Robert Osborne moves back in that 4th spot. It's Jim Johnson in 5th. As Travis Berkeley is fading. Problems on the 78 of Travis Berkeley. Stays on the track. Yellow's out. Yellow comes out, I believe, for the 78 of Travis Berkeley. Could have pulled it into the infield, but opted to stay out. So Travis Berkeley, who cleaned up in his heat race, unfortunately, I think he's done for the feature. Well, if it was a spring, maybe they just popped one in real quick and could have, but here we go. Kyle Priner, let's go racing. Now, I'm not a mechanic, so I can't really tell you, oh, Berkeley's car is not handling right. No, it is not handling right. 3 wide. Sukup, Johnson and Osborne. Whoa, Sukup almost into the wall. He got squeezed upstairs and said, whoa, I almost left some of my paint on the front stretch wall. Kyle Priner, Nelson Bobright, Joey Haase, Robert Osborne, Jim Johnson, Matt Haase, Ben Sukup, Devin Johnson, Chase Osborne, Brock Carlson, Travis Berkeley. $5K, Kyle Priner with the lead. Look at Ben Sukup. Now he's on the high side. Following right in the footsteps of Jim Johnson, but oh, he kind of fades back coming out of 2. Priner on the low side along with Bobright and Haase. Then it's Osborne, Johnson. Then Matt Haase, Ben Sukup, Chase Osborne, Devin Johnson, Brock Carlson, Travis Berkeley. Prime time, Kyle Priner with the lead, followed by Nelson Bobright. Then it is Joey Haase, Jim Johnson, Robert Osborne in that 5th spot. 6th belongs to Matt Haase. 7th, Ben Sukup. Another time around for Kyle Priner with 6 laps left to go. Johnson almost up in the outside wall coming out of 4. Kyle Priner hugging the inside along with Nelson Bobright. Joey Haase not quite hugging as much as Priner is. And then it's Robert Osborne, Jim Johnson, Matt Haase, Chase Osborne, Ben Sukup, Devin Johnson, Brock Carlson, Travis Berkeley. Kyle Priner with the lead, followed by Nelson Bobright, Joey Haase, Robert Osborne. 3 laps to go. It is Kyle Priner, followed by Nelson Bobright, Joey Haase, Robert Osborne, Matt Haase. Whoa, look at Ben Sukup. High, wide, and handsome out of 4. Kyle Priner with 2 to go. Nelson Bobright, Joey Haase, Robert Osborne, Matt Haase, Chase Osborne, Devin Johnson, Ben Sukup, Jim Johnson, Brock Carlson, Travis Berkeley. Berkeley about ready to go lap down. Big white bed sheet in the air for Kyle Priner. Sukup still battling with Devin Johnson as Kyle Priner comes out of turn number 4 and picks up the A feature victory. Kyle Priner. Nelson Bobright 2nd, Joey Haase in 3rd, then Robert Osborne, Matt Haase, Chase Osborne, Devin Johnson, Ben Sukup, Jim Johnson, Brock Carlson, Travis Berkeley. So Angelito Ramos, go down there to the flag stand. Angelito Ramos, head on down there to the flag stand. You're our trophy presenter for the late models.